In a chilling tale that gripped the nation, the McStay family murders left a community reeling from shock and disbelief. The tragic events unfolded in February 2010, when Joseph McStay, his wife Summer, and their young sons Gianni and Joseph Jr. vanished from their home in Fallbrook, California. Little did anyone know, their disappearance would lead to a horrifying discovery years later. For months, the McStay family's whereabouts remained a mystery, prompting widespread media coverage and speculation. Relatives and authorities searched tirelessly for clues, desperate to uncover the truth behind their inexplicable disappearance. Then, on November 11, 2013, a grim discovery shattered any remaining hope. A motorcyclist stumbled upon two shallow graves in the desert near Victorville, California, containing the remains of 4 individuals. Among the deceased were Joseph and Summer McStay, confirming the worst fears of their loved ones. The revelation of their fate sent shockwaves through the community, as investigators scrambled to piece together the events leading to their demise. Autopsies revealed that the family had been brutally beaten to death with a blunt object, indicating a merciless and calculated act of violence. As the investigation unfolded, suspicion fell upon Charles Chase Merritt, Joseph McStay's business partner. Detectives uncovered damning evidence, including Merritt's DNA found in the family's car and financial transactions made shortly after their disappearance. In a trial that captivated the nation, Merritt faced 4 counts of murder, with prosecutors seeking the death penalty. The court heard chilling testimony of the victims' torture before their deaths and Merritt's alleged motive, a gambling addiction driving him to commit heinous acts for financial gain. Despite Merritt's attempts to evade justice, including firing multiple attorneys and representing himself, a San Bernardino County jury delivered a verdict of guilty on June 10, 2019. The following month, they recommended the death penalty for Merritt, a decision upheld by the court on January 21, 2020.
The Hi-Fi murders stand as a harrowing testament to the depths of human cruelty and the devastating consequences of violence. The events unfolded on April 22, 1974 in Ogden, Utah, when several men descended upon the Hi-Fi shop, a home audio store just before closing time, initiating a robbery that would culminate in unspeakable horrors. The perpetrators, armed and intent on mayhem, seized control of the store, taking employees and customers hostage. What followed was a nightmarish ordeal of torture, rape, and murder that would forever scar the lives of those involved and shock the community to its core. The victims, including employees and individuals who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Forced to ingest corrosive drain cleaner under the false pretense that it was alcohol laced with sleeping pills, they suffered excruciating pain as their mouths and throats burned and blistered. As the night wore on, the violence escalated, with 3 of the hostages ultimately losing their lives at the hands of their captors. Others were left with life-altering injuries, their bodies and minds forever scarred by the trauma they endured. The perpetrators, later identified as Dale Selby Pierre, William Andrews, and Keith Roberts, were eventually apprehended and brought to justice. Pierre and Andrews were convicted of multiple counts of murder and robbery, while Roberts, who played a lesser role in the crime, received a lesser sentence. The trial that followed shed light on the heinous nature of the crimes and the calculated brutality of the perpetrators. It also exposed the deep-seated racial tensions that permeated the judicial system, with accusations of bias and discrimination clouding the pursuit of justice. Despite appeals and efforts to challenge their convictions, Pierre and Andrews ultimately faced the consequences of their actions. Executed for their crimes, they left behind a legacy of suffering and pain that continues to haunt the memories of those who survived and the loved ones of those who perished.
In a harrowing case that shook a Texas community to its core, the tragic death of 13-month-old Amora Bain Carson has left scars that may never heal. The gruesome details of her torture and subsequent demise at the hands of her mother's boyfriend Blaine Milam, during what was described as an exorcism, have horrified and outraged many. Jessica Carson, the baby's mother, and Blaine Milam were both implicated in the heinous crime. Milam, sentenced to death, and Carson, sentenced to life imprisonment, faced the consequences of their actions in a court of law. The events leading up to Amora's death paint a chilling picture of cruelty and depravity. Carson reportedly believed her child to be possessed, comparing her to horror movie characters like Chucky or those from Pet Sematary. Milam, in an attempt to rid the child of this perceived evil, subjected her to unimaginable torture. Evidence presented during the trial revealed the horrific extent of Amora's injuries. She suffered countless fractures to her skull, severe brain damage, torn limbs, broken bones, and extensive bruising. Her tiny body bore the marks of over 24 distinct bite marks, and her genitalia were so brutally injured that they were connected. The forensic evidence painted a grim picture of relentless abuse and violence inflicted upon an innocent child. Carson, despite being aware of the torture unfolding before her, did nothing to intervene. She admitted to hearing Amora's screams and witnessing her deformed state, but took no action to save her daughter from her gruesome fate. The investigation into Amora's death uncovered disturbing evidence, including blood-stained bedding, baby clothes, and a tube of lubricant. The scene of the crime bore witness to the unimaginable suffering inflicted upon the helpless child. The aftermath of Amora's death was marked by further attempts to conceal the truth. Carson's sister, Teresa, was implicated in attempts to remove evidence from the crime scene, leading to the discovery of incriminating items hidden beneath the trailer where the murder took place. Werner Herzog's documentary shed light on the chilling details of the case, providing insight into the events leading up to Amora's death. Security footage, interviews, and crime scene photos offered a glimpse into the horror that unfolded, though the full extent of the tragedy may never be fully understood.
I hope you found these stories as chilling and unsettling as I did. It's a stark reminder that sometimes reality can be stranger and more frightening than fiction. If you enjoyed these tales of suspense, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. This is your host, Nicholas Black. Until next time.